Welcome back to Moonlit Journal. We're now in the last week of December of 2024, so I thought this could be a great opportunity to talk through all of my stationery favorites from the year. When I was sitting down and making a list of all of my stationery favorites of the year, I surprisingly had a lot of items to talk about, and I didn't even realize, I guess, that these things kind of add up over time. So I'm excited to share all of that with you today. I did want to start the video by saying that this is in no way meant to promote consumerism or unhealthy shopping habits or unnecessary spending. I think what's so fun about the journaling community on here is that we all have such different tastes and preferences when it comes to our journals, and we all enjoy a very specific composition to our pages and visual language, and it's different for every single person. So there is no one size fits all method, and there is no right or wrong way of journaling, obviously. And so I definitely don't think any of these stationery items that I talk about today are necessary, and I don't want anyone to feel a sense of lack if they don't have these items. Because I tend to sometimes fall into that mental trap when I see stationery favorites or haul videos. Sometimes I feel like, oh, if I just had that one item, my journal would be perfect and it would perfectly encapsulate who I am as a person, and it would be this perfect reflection of me. And that has never been the case. There is no item that can represent you as a complex human being with so many different facets to who you are. So all of this is to say that this video is just all in good fun, and it's really just a way for me to share the little things that bring me joy as I'm journaling and that help encourage my journaling practice for me personally. Yeah, I just wanted to start by saying that I really never want this channel to be a place that promotes overconsumption or negative self-image even in any way. I think this practice is so personal to each of us, and so disclaimer over. Thank you for bearing with me with that, and let's get right into it. Actually, before I get into it, I thought it would be fun to open up this little Popmart mystery box. It's one of the Hirono boxes. I love Popmart. If you couldn't already tell, in a lot of my videos I have little Popmart figurines giving me company on my desk. So I wanted to start by opening this up. This isn't a stationery favorite, of course, but I guess it was a favorite that started in 2024 for me. I love Popmart, I love Hirono, and I love Skull Panda. I just find them so adorable and such good quality too. And it's just fun because these are mystery boxes. You never know what you're gonna get. This is from the Reshape collection. I wanted to save this to open it with you all because it's more fun to share. See if there's anything else in here. Which one is this guy? He has some gold paint on his head, spilled over his head. Super cute. Oh, and he has a base. Okay, if I'm being honest, this is not one of the ones I was interested in. Let's see what else was in here. I really wanted Fading. I think it might be hard to tell. This image is so blurry. I really wanted Fading or Wood Carving or Healing. Oh, those are so cute. I think of all of them. So this one is Drowning. I think this might have been the one I was least interested in, actually. But it's still really cute. I mean, all of the Hirono figurines are adorable regardless of what you get. So he kind of stands like that. And this is the card. So not my favorite, but I'm still happy with it. I'm gonna remove the stand so he can give us company today. Okay, so starting with notebook covers, I don't buy notebook covers often, so I only have 2 to share with you. I'm really happy with these. So the first one I wanted to talk about is this Moterm cover. This is an A5 cover. I think it's faux leather. I'll have all of the links in my description box because I can't remember off the top of my head like the exact names for all of these items, but I absolutely love this cover. I think it's so functional. It's really practical. It feels great. I love like the squishiness of this cover. I know that sounds weird, but it's really soft and like comfy to use. And I love the look of it. I really like how many pockets it has. It's a great storage solution for stickers, ephemera, like any items that you use in your journal, you can store in the cover itself. So if you're someone that kind of travels with your journal or takes it with you on the go or to work, it's really helpful to have everything in one place. There's a ton of card pockets here, as you can see. I store whatever printouts I have that I know that I want to use in various journal entries, or any ephemera like the stamp, stickers, you know, business cards. It fits a lot. There's also like 3 pockets on this side. There's one right here, over here, and over here, and they're pretty deep. So I store like all of my stickers in here. And then on the back side, there's also another big pocket here and a flap here. So there's a lot of places you can store stuff. There's also this huge back pocket for larger items. I don't use that. And then there's this pen loop. It has like an elastic part on the back here so that the pen loop actually expands to fit whatever sized pen you would have. So that's really helpful as well. And it comes with 2 bookmarks. The closure itself is also great because you have 2 options for how tight you want it closed. So if you had more stuff in here and it's more packed, you could use the looser option. So it's just really thoughtfully made, in my opinion. The other reason I really like this cover is that it lays flat. That matters a lot to me. So it's really comfortable to write in this. I never have to take out my book to write. I can just directly write in here and it's fine. The only thing I would bring up is this part right here, this closure. It can get in the way if you are right-handed, I guess. So I can see this being annoying if you are right-handed, and it might kind of get in the way as you write, but you can always tuck it back into the cover like this, and then it's not really an issue anymore. So I don't think that's a huge issue. I personally am left-handed, so I never noticed this actually. My hand naturally rests on this closure, I guess. As I'm writing, I just write like this. But again, if you're right-handed, just tuck it in and it's fine, I think. So highly recommend this. It's really good quality and it feels really nice to use. And then the other cover, which I have mentioned in several videos now, how much I love this cover. This is the Have a Nice Day cover by Hobonichi. I forget the exact color name. I think it's mint or something like that. Again, I'll put it in the description box, but I absolutely love this cover because of how it feels. It's so soft. It just, I don't know, it makes me want to reach for it and hold my journal. It feels very like satisfying to me. Again, I love that it lays flat. Like if I open here, it just lays flat. There's nothing in the way of writing. It's simple, but it works really well. It protects my books really well. I've traveled with this multiple times and there are like no signs of wear on it. It has a little pen loop here, but this would only fit like the clip of your pen. It wouldn't actually fit an entire pen through this. It's quite small, but I find that it works well for me. There are no pockets on the inside. If you were to just remove this front flap from in here, you could use this as a pocket, but I really like it, more for the tactility of it and the feel of it, and it just makes me happy. I don't know, I can't explain it. I really do like this elastic closure as well. For a lot of the smaller journal sizes, I've noticed like your book doesn't really ever stay fully closed, especially once you start filling out your journal over the year. It gets really bulky and then it just kind of lays open like this. So I really like that there's an elastic closure to it. It's just so much more satisfying for me. Next up, I actually wanted to talk about pouches and cases, and they're both right here, the two that I wanted to talk about. So maybe we can start with this one. This is my most recent pencil pouch that I purchased in October of this year. I got it during my trip to Japan, and I've always wanted to try Superior Labor products, and this is the first product from them that I ever bought. It's really great quality. First of all, I just find the design of this really beautiful. I love the colors, I love the material, the fonts, everything about it. The leather, I don't know what you would call this, but the leather piece on the zipper here, the brass zipper, like all of the small details in the Superior Labor products are so beautiful to me. I like that this is a canvas pouch. It's really durable and it doesn't really show like dirt or marks over time. It's a kind of material that just wears really well over time. The reason that this is in my favorites is I just have found it to be extremely useful. I think the size of this works really well for like everyday use or for travel. It has a very like narrow profile, even though it can fit quite a lot in here. So I just use this, like I have it open next to me as I journal every single day, and it has my most used pens in here. So the things that I'm reaching for as I journal every day. And I've just found it really useful. It fits a lot in here. And I think it's the perfect size for not only keeping on your desk as you journal, it doesn't take up a lot of space, but also for traveling. I think this is probably the pouch that I would use if I ever go on trips. It can hold surprisingly a lot in here and still stay quite slim. And the zip is very nice and satisfying. And then the other favorite of mine is this Delphonics utility pouch. I know this is very popular in the journaling community. So many people use Delphonics pouches, and for good reason. I think they're extremely practical and functional and really great quality, and also just visually pleasing. They have so many different colors to choose from. I really liked this kind of tan beige color. And this I also purchased in Japan actually, but not this year. I actually got it in 2023. It's still a 2024 favorite of mine because you have used it every single day of this year, and it is invaluable to me. So the reason I really recommend this is because of just how many pockets it comes with, and the sizing of the pockets are perfect for various stationery supplies. You know, it has a big pocket back here to hold papers of any kind or stickers. In the front, I keep a lot of my washi tapes and stamps, my sticker tweezers. Usually I have my ruler and scissors here, my brass clip. Like, it just fits a lot without getting super bulky. And then on the inside, this is where I kind of just keep all of my tools. Whiteout, glue sticks, pens, clips. Again, even on the inside, there's a ton of different little pockets where you can organize your stationery really easily in here. And the other thing I found out that's really cool about this is that it fits an A6 sized notebook as well. So when I was traveling to Japan earlier this year, I just kept everything in this pouch, including my A6 notebook, and it all fit perfectly. And so I love how compact it is, but practical, and there's so many spaces in here to fit various supplies. Next, I wanted to talk about some sticker favorites of the year. Like I said, I don't use a ton of stickers in my journal, but I do occasionally like to use it like in my monthly views to set the tone for the month, or sometimes in my daily journaling or commonplacing, I like to add some elements if the stickers go with what I'm writing about or help to kind of set the tone of what I'm writing about. So I don't have a ton of different brands to talk about today, but these are my favorites of the year. Definitely want to shout out Serica Studio. I think her stickers are absolutely beautiful. The aesthetic is just really aligned with what I like. It's very retro, vintage. It has a very like nostalgic feel to me and very sentimental in a way. I don't know how to explain it, but I just feel like often her stickers just go really well with my entries. And especially things like this where it's assorted clips and pins, you know, these are just small elements that usually can fit into any page, and they just add that little bit of something special to your entry. So I really enjoy this. I love this Journaling Favorites sticker sheet because I often like to journal about my journals or my wish list items. And so these just really come in handy for me to write about. You can see I had one previously and I already used up most of it, so I just bought a new one recently. But I really love her aesthetic. I really love the quality of her stickers. They're beautiful. And so definitely wanted to shout her out. Next, I have some stickers by Kiki Studio. She sells stickers on Etsy, and I will link her Etsy account below. But you can see I've used up a lot of my sticker sheets from her. I just find her illustration style so adorable, and it just makes me happy to look at. It's interesting because I don't really like to use a lot of like kawaii kind of super cutesy stickers in my journal. I love seeing it in other people's journals, but I just don't feel like it usually goes with my style. But there's something about these stickers that just make me happy to look at. They're just so cute. They're still somewhat neutral enough to go with my pages. Like, I don't think any of these are, you know, crazy colorful and out there. I love the little characters, the teddy bear. I think also the topics of her stickers just go really well with a lot of my, you know, journaling topics. Like, I like to bake a lot, so on days that I baked something, I like to add stickers from this sheet. For example, there's a Home Sweet Home sticker sheet, which had some kind of more like cozy vibe stickers that I already used up. But you know, it's all things that are quite topical and relevant to me. So I found a lot of use in these stickers. So I definitely recommend checking out her Etsy account if you like this aesthetic. These are a little random. You can't actually purchase these, but these are stickers that I designed myself. So I drew these stickers in Procreate, and I made myself some sticker sheets just for fun, just so I can use them in my journals. And I found a lot of good use out of these. I mean, of course, I drew them myself, so I hand-picked out the things that I know I like and that I would add to my journals. So it's very personal to me. But yeah, I thought I would include it because I did use my own stickers quite a lot in 2024. Next up, I just wanted to share some of these digital printouts from Megan Rhiannon. I absolutely love Megan Rhiannon. I love her YouTube channel. I love her illustrations and her illustration style. I think her aesthetic is something that really resonates with me. I love her illustrations. So I'm one of her patrons on Patreon, and that's how I got access to these digital printables for free. Patrons have free access to these. So I just cut them out and I use these pretty frequently in my journals. I think they're neutral and muted enough and subtle enough to still go with my entries really well. And I really like this aesthetic, so yeah, I love these. She does also offer like actual physical stickers in her shop. She can only ship those out to those located in the UK. I'm in the US, so I can't unfortunately get her physical sticker sheets. I really wish I could. But yeah, I just cut them out myself, and so I love these. And I like that a lot of her stickers are very seasonal. So usually she'll release something for each of the seasons of the year. So it's really helpful to use that in my monthly pages, because then it can go with whatever season I'm in. I also really love the Travelers Company stickers. I just think they're such great quality, so I wanted to mention them. Like the gold foiling on these is always so impressive to me. It looks really high quality and it feels really high quality. Like these are pretty, sturdy stickers. I love the designs that they come out with always. So yeah, these are also a favorite for me, but I don't use them in my journals. I think because they're so large, I usually use them to decorate any like inserts or like journal covers rather than use them inside my pages. I also had some washi tapes that I really loved this year. I don't use washi tapes often because I don't know, I don't like to really decorate my pages too much, and I always associate washi tapes with like more of like a collage-y look, and that's not typically what I go for. But I've been getting into it a little bit more recently. I think I just needed to find the right brands and the right aesthetic that suits my style. And I definitely found that with Yohaku. So Yohaku is a Japanese brand. They make really beautiful washi tapes. I've always loved their designs. And recently I went to Baumkuchen in person. I was able to go to their store in Altadena, and they had a whole section just for washi tapes, and they had a ton of Yohaku tapes in person. And so that was my first time seeing them in person, and that's what really led me to finally purchasing from the brand, because I'd never seen them before in person. I've only ever seen it online, and I've always found Yohaku tapes gorgeous. There's something about these designs that feel very nostalgic, very ethereal almost. I don't know how to explain it. They have this magical quality to them, to me. They just feel very sentimental somehow. Can't explain it, but I absolutely love this one. When I saw it, I love house designs and like any home icons. I typically am very drawn to that for some reason. I studied architecture for a couple years in college actually, and I don't know, there's something about houses, like the drawings of houses, that I'm always very drawn to. So this, when I saw it, I immediately knew I wanted to buy this. I also just see my journals as a second home for me. I've just always associated home with my journals. So I thought this was very appropriate to use in my journals. I loved the color palette on this one. It's kind of more grayish green tones, and there's these little moons on it as well, which is very suited for me. So I just love this. I think it's so well designed. This is another Yohaku tape that I bought at Baumkuchen. This one has more of a darker aesthetic, which I think would really go with my commonplacing style. So I think it would just be nice decorative elements to include. And I've already used these a couple times. And I love it. Yeah, so I love the Yohaku washi tapes. I'd love to get a couple more in 2025 maybe. I don't know, I'm always hesitant to buy washi tape because there's just so much of it that I don't think I could ever fully use it up, and then it feels a little wasteful to me. So that's why I don't really typically buy washi tape. The other washi tape I used this year was by Notebook Therapy. They're also an online store. They sell a ton of different washi tape sets. They also sell bullet journals and like other journaling related things, but these are really cool because they sell full sets of stickers and washi tapes that all kind of are cohesive and match the same theme. So when you use them in your notebooks, like it'll always look very consistent. This is the Lunar Mystery washi tape set. This was gifted to me. And in this, I specifically really like this washi. I just think it goes with everything. The color and the tones in this, it's subtle enough. It's not super warm or super cool toned. It kind of is right in the middle. And I love the illustrated quality of these. I just think it's really pretty. And yeah, it typically goes with like most of my entries. It doesn't ever clash with anything. That's what I'm trying to say. So I like this one a lot. Oh, there's actually one more sticker that I forgot to mention, but I use this all the time. This is just a giant roll of bronze star stickers, and it really comes in handy. Like, I don't know, I probably have enough to last me my entire life. I got this on Amazon and it's so helpful. I like it because it's just a nice kind of shiny, reflective element to add to a page. And it does so much. It's so small, but just adding something reflective like that really brings together a page sometimes. I think these are a perfect size. I love the color, the tone. For the longest time, I was just trying to find like the right tone for star stickers. And it was surprisingly hard to find bronze ones. Most places make them gold or silver or like holographic, but I was specifically looking for bronze, so I will also link this in the description. But I love these stickers and they will last me forever. Next, I have more like functional items or tools that I use frequently. I guess speaking of stickers, these are also items that I used really frequently this year, which are basically washi circle stickers or washi dot stickers. This one's from Stationery, and these are just ones that I got on Amazon. It came in a set of like a ton of different rolls actually, and they all had different color palettes, so many options to choose from. These are so useful to tag your journal entries. If you like to use like a tagging system with a key, it's just really helpful. For me, I use this for my commonplace and I tag each of my entries into different categories. And this was pretty affordable and kind of, it'll last you a really long time. I just find it useful because they're also made of washi materials, so they're really easy to remove. These smaller ones I'm using in my health tracker right now as a way to track symptoms in my monthly views. So this is the 5mm size, and sorry, these are 8mm and these are 5mm stickers. So yeah, they just come really in handy if you're someone who likes to either categorize your entries or track different things. Next are these Midori index clips. I know a lot of people use these. The reason I love these clips is because they're so slim. They're extremely thin, but very sturdy. So they just fit really well, like especially on Tomoe River paper, which is already super thin. So you can't really use anything super sturdy on this paper. Otherwise, it probably can tear or fold or wrinkle really easily. But these clips are so thin. They're like paper thin, yet they're not, you know, they are very like sturdy. So somehow they just work really well with Tomoe River paper. and they're very slim. They don't jut out of your notebook too much. So I just love the way they're designed. I think they're just designed really well. Highly recommend. I use these in all of my notebooks at this point. Next is this brass clip from Traveler's Company. I always wondered why people bought these. I didn't understand, like, why are you spending, what, $25 just for a brass clip? Until I actually bought a traveler's notebook and I realized they don't lay flat. And the best way to keep your notebooks open and have them lay flat as you're writing is actually to use these brass clips on them. And over time, I've really came to love the aesthetic of these as well. And they come in different designs. I bought this in Japan recently and I just really loved this one. It says, "Have a nice trip," and it has a little airplane on it. But yeah, I find that these do a really great job of keeping my pages flat as I'm writing in my traveler's notebook. And they're kind of a must-have for me now when I'm writing in my TN. Next, I have these sticker tweezers. Another thing which at first felt unnecessary to me, and then I realized it actually makes my life way easier to have this. I really love these tweezers. They're so pointy, so they can get extremely precise with placing stickers, and it's especially helpful for smaller stickers that I can't really hold with my fingertips or place really easily. So if you haven't invested in one of these yet, I highly recommend it. It just makes your life really easy, especially if you're someone who likes to decorate your pages. This is another must-have for me. This is the AdTech tape glue runner. It's basically just a glue tape. It makes it really easy to stick things down because basically you roll this over any piece of paper and it adds a line of glue on the paper. And it's so thin that it doesn't really make it bulky or like textured at all. It's just a very seamless way of gluing things down in my journal. And I used to buy a lot of the Japanese brands for my glue tapes before. I think I used to use Kokuyo, and I found that those run out really quickly and it was really hard to keep repurchasing, especially paying for shipping and everything from Japan. It really added up over time. So I found this on Amazon and it comes with a ton of refills as well. I wanted to talk about this TN insert. This is by Good Impressions. It's their letterpress handmade stationery. This is, I think, I don't remember how many GSM this notebook is, but it's Tomoe River paper and it's extremely good quality, like very, very well made. It's quite sturdy. It still has all the benefits of being Tomoe River paper, but there really is no bleed through that I've noticed. It's really great quality. I love how subtle the grid is. It's not in your face. I believe you can also get this in cream, so you can choose white paper or cream paper. You can customize the grid size as well. It's quite a lot of pages as well, much more than what you can get with like Traveler's Company inserts. I'm using one of these as my commonplace right now, and it's great. So highly recommend this if you use Traveler's notebooks. And then another TN insert that I also find very useful is this sticker release insert. And I've just added some of my stickers. So these are my stickers that I designed myself. And then I just have a bunch of other stickers that I've collected over time. And this just makes it really easy to basically keep your full repository of stickers in your notebook with you at all times, rather than having to carry around a bunch of loose sticker sheets. Okay, and my last category was pens. I'm very particular about the pens that I write with, so I don't have much to share for this category. It's literally just these four. The pen that I use the most in my journals is this Pilot Super Petite pen. It's basically a felt tip pen. I like a thicker weight with my writing. I really like the experience of writing with this. I feel like with felt tip especially, that's the type of pen where I write the smoothest, where it's most easy for me to write, and I write with my best handwriting with this pen. So I really enjoy using this pen. Just to show you what it looks like, here's how it writes. So it's a pretty thick weight. If you're not into that, I don't recommend this, but it works really well on Tomoe River paper. It doesn't bleed through, like there's no ghosting or anything, and it just writes really smoothly. The only thing I will note is that it's a little hard to find. I think the only website that I've found that sells this is Jet Pens. So that's the only thing that makes me nervous. So yeah, just the only thing to consider with this one. I also tried the Zebra Sarasa clip pens this year, and this is specifically in the vintage colorway, I believe. So they have a vintage collection with a bunch of different, I would say more muted, like neutral tones. Just to show a few examples, like these three are from that collection or from that set. And I really like these tones. I think they don't stand out too much. They're not like in your face. They look really beautiful, the actual colors. And I like to use these as like little accent text in my journals. So anything that needs to stand out a bit or be like a reminder or a call out, I'll use the colored pens instead. And they work really well. Another pen that I fell in love with this year was the Zebra Sarasa. Again, this is the clip pen, but this is just in black, and this is in 0.7 weight. And I've been using this a lot as well. It writes really smoothly. It glides on the paper. I just really enjoy the writing experience with this one. So highly recommend if you like a heavier weight like I do. And the good thing about the Zebra pens are that they are easier to find. So most stationery websites probably would have this pen. And then lastly, I love the Zebra mild liners. They are great highlighters. There's so many different colors to choose from, and you can often get like very obscure colors that you don't typically find in highlighters. So that's why I really like these, and they're very subtle. They're not in your face kind of highlighters. They highlight the text well without being like neon and bright. And that's what I really like about these. And it's double-sided, so there's a bolder side where you can make thicker lines and a finer side. So this you could like underline text or do more detailed highlighting. And yeah, I really like these. They don't bleed through Tomoe River paper, which is also a huge consideration for me. And with that, I think those are all of my main favorites from 2024. Those are all of the items that I really relied on for my journaling practice this year. But like I said, none of them were necessary at the end of the day. They just brought me joy. They helped me to journal more. And that's what matters, and that's why I wanted to talk about them today. I just wanted to thank you so much for being here, for watching, for supporting my channel, and for making me feel less alone in this hobby. I hope you had a wonderful holiday or are having wonderful holidays right now and are taking some time to rest and take care of yourself. And I hope you have a wonderful new year.